Welcome back for another half hour of 12 News at 4. I'm Tram Mai. This video that you are about to see is truly shocking. It shows a mom of 4 throwing a steaming hot burrito bowl at a Chipotle worker in Ohio. And what happens afterwards, it's almost just as surprising. Take a look. Unbelievable. Now, this happened back in September. That woman has since pleaded guilty and been convicted of assault. And last week, the judge gave her the choice of serving a 90-day jail sentence or a 30-day sentence with 60 days working in a fast food job. She chose the lighter jail sentence and walking in her victim's shoes. The court needs to approve the job, and she'll need to work 20 hours a week. She also got slapped with a $250 fine and 2 years of probation. The judge says he has never handed down a sentence like this before. Joining me once again for a legal deep dive is criminal defense attorney Hector Diaz of Diaz Law. Hector, again, that video, you watch it over and over, it's still just as shocking as the first time. Play judge for me. What would you hand down? What kind of sentence would you?
Yeah, I wouldn't have suspended that sentence. I mean, this is, I'm sending a message here to this, woman. And I get it. She's a mom, maybe had whatever going on in her life. I get it. But, I need to make sure this is not going to happen again. I'm going to send this message. This young lady who's working here in fast food was struck in the face with a burrito bowl. Okay, all joking aside, I mean, she could have been really injured.
It was 200 degrees. She had just made that meal.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, I don't know who her lawyer was, but she got a really good, light sentence in terms of this. I mean, this could have been, here under Arizona law, for instance, this could have been aggravated assault, depending on the injuries that she suffered. And so, I think this judge looked at it and said, I could order some kind of community service type of a sentence, and he really kind of factored, maybe her past, her, her children, other issues, and said, I'm going to give you a chance. She's really lucky. She's on probation, so, if she does something again, she's going to go and do the...
She may not be as lucky. Exactly. So that kind of surprised me. It's a bit of a creative kind of sentence, but I'm wondering, you don't really hear a lot of those kinds of sentences. And so do judges, why don't we hear stuff like that from them?
I think judges, one, they have to follow the law. They have to follow, there's certain sentencing guidelines, there's, instruction that they get, and there's also precedent, what they've done in other cases. Here, I think this judge, and again, we don't know all the facts, we don't know all the circumstances, and I think, he wanted to also respect the victim here, and he wanted this defendant to walk in this victim's shoes. And you're gonna go work in fast food, maybe it's Chipotle, who knows? And she's going to get to, experience.
Get a taste of.
The pressure, things that this young lady is dealing with. And she didn't ask to get hit in the face like that. So,
right. Oh, it's just awful. You feel so bad for that employee. Okay, that video obviously went viral. Let's show you another one that went viral as well. This is what has been circulating online. Did you happen to see this? The person who posted it, 30-year-old Trevor Jacob, was just sentenced to 6 months in federal prison. Why? Because authorities say the California YouTuber and former Olympian deliberately crashed his plane, posted the video online, and then destroyed the wreckage. The 12-minute video was called I Crashed My Airplane. It appeared back in December 2021, and it got more than 4 million views. Jacob, who was an experienced pilot and skydiver, pleaded guilty back in June to 1 count of destruction and concealment with the intent to obstruct a federal investigation. Okay, Hector, it's a little confusing here, so explain what went wrong here.
What went wrong is, he's trying to get clicks here, and putting aside that he lied to federal investigators about the crash. I mean, again, lied to them about how it occurred, claimed that it was, airplane malfunction, and then uploaded the video on
and
YouTube.
Got the 4 million plus views.
Absolutely. And so, this is an issue where, again, people that, are influencers or on social media, sometimes I think there's a disconnect in terms of what's reality and what's not reality. And, the law applies to you. It doesn't matter if you're behind your phone or your computer or you're, going to do something like this. I mean, I'll tell you that, he's going to prison for 6 months.
Right.
And he is very, very fortunate. One, nobody got hurt by virtue of that plane crash.
And that he didn't die.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And so the sentence here, he's going to have a conviction, a federal conviction on his record for the rest of his life. He is going to go to prison. I'm sure he probably never factored this in when he, was creating this video, which is crazy.
Well, that's the wild thing. I mean, the bigger picture here is people will, in this day and age, once again, you're going to get caught. You put it online, you're going to get caught. And that doesn't, there are some big, serious consequences because of that.
Absolutely. You can't, again, just because you didn't intend to hurt anybody's feelings or hurt anybody, you go into a, building and you yell fire, there's consequences, and you're going to be held to those consequences, whether they're criminal, civil, and it is. You see a lot of stuff online right now, again, you might watch it again and go, what were they thinking?
Right.
And this is something we talked about earlier, that law enforcement are very active in looking at social media.
Yeah.
They are looking, it is evidence. When you upload that on Instagram or on Facebook, it's evidence of something, potentially illegal.
Yeah, and that's a good way to put it. That's a good thing to remember. It's evidence. All right. Hector, you've been fantastic. Thank you so much for all your insight into all 5 cases.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate your time.